Hi, I'm Ryan Boszan, and today we're with Steve North, the comedy coach, and he's going to teach us all about stand-up comedy. I guess it's a little bit more than just being funny, right, Steve?
Oh, yeah. In fact, there's a difference between being a comic and being a comedian. That's the first thing.
Comic comedian, that sounds like the same thing to me.
I know, but it isn't. A comic says funny things. A comedian is a funny person. And that's who makes it in comedy, and that's what we're going to teach them how to do.
But don't you want to say funny things too?
Yeah, but you want to be a funny person who's saying funny things.
Okay, well, I'm excited to learn about this. Comedic character. Steve, explain to us what that is.
Well, it's the most important thing that makes you a comedian. And to get a comedic character, you first have to come up with a flaw, meaning there has to be something wrong with you to be funny. You're either too angry, you're too sad, you're too worried, you're too nice, you're too calm. Something.
Great, well, let's take a look at some clips of some great comedians. Okay, Steve, what's the next joke formula?
Well, the next joke formula, my friend, is called the switch. And like it implies, we're going to switch something to create a surprise at the end of the joke.
Well, what would you switch?
Oh, you can switch the who, the what, the where, the when, the attitude. Went to this tough biker bar, okay? Everybody had these horrible scars, tattoos, oily beards, and you should have seen the men.
Ah, so you switch the who.
Switch the who.
Great. Well, let's take a look at some clips of some comedians using the switch formula.
Hi, I'm Pheo Chin, and we are learning the secrets of stand-up comedy with Steve North, the comedy coach. Now tell me, Steve, is comedy just about the jokes?
Pheo, I wish it was, but because it would be easy.
Yeah.
But it really isn't.
Oh.
The most important thing to understand is the difference between a comic and a comedian.
What, they're not the same thing?
No. Comic says funny things or tells jokes, whereas a comedian is a funny person. And funny people are who make it big in comedy.
But don't comedians also tell jokes?
Yeah, but they're funny people who also tell jokes.
Oh. Well, I think I know what you're saying, but let's take a look at some clips of some funny people. So tell me, Steve, how does one become a comedian?
Good question. The most important thing about that is develop what I call a comedic character.
Okay.
In order to do that, you have to come up with the most important part of comedic character, and that is the word flaw.
Flaw.
It's
That can't be a good thing.
That's right. It's not, but it is in comedy. Because
Okay.
unless there's something wrong with you, you're not funny. And you have to develop that. Either you're too nervous, too nice, too easy, too upset. There's got to be something wrong with you.
Okay, so you have to find out what's wrong with you first.
And it's got to be based on you.
Okay. Well, let's take a look at some comedians and see if we can find out their flaw. Well, all right, Steve, what is our next joke writing formula?
Okay, this is a big one. It's called the switch. And you almost cannot see a minute or so of comedy without seeing a bunch of switches in it. As the name implies, we're going to switch something.
Well, so what do you switch?
Well, you can switch the who, the what, the where, the when, usually at the end of the joke.
Oh, okay, well, how about an example?
All right, well, I was in this really tough biker bar the other night, and you should have seen these people. I mean, we're talking scars, beefy, hairy forearms, oily beards, and the men were worse.
Okay, I see what you did there. You switched the who. The who. All right. Well, let's take a look at some clips of some comedians using the switch.